Cocoa House, which was completed in 1965 at a height of 105 meters, was once the tallest building in Nigeria and the first skyscraper in West Africa. It is located in Dubai, a major commercial area in Ibadan, Oyo State. The 26-story building was proposed by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. The initial name given to the 26-story building was Ile Awon Agbe, which means House of Farmers. The name was later changed to Cocoa House because it was built from the proceeds of cocoa exportation, and also because it was built in front of a cocoa tree. Inside this cocoa house, there's a museum called Odua Museum. The museum is located on the 24th floor of the building. It was commissioned in the year 2013. This museum is used to promote and preserve the history, culture, and heritage of the Yoruba people.
Investment company established as far back as 2013 by Odua Investment Company, and the idea was for people to be able to see how certain material aspects of Yoruba are documented, and the order of thing. This is like Akodi. You can see this flickering light, which we call Atupa. It's just to let people know that in those days in palaces we have passages, always dark, so they always put on to light the traditional lamp. Because of school children, we call this one block printing, as you can see it, so that to represent doors linking, because in Akodi we have passages from one room to the other. This treaty of 1886 is just to let people know that there was in those days in Yoruba land, and we know that Ilorin was an outpost of Yoruba Empire, and they fought the war from so many fronts in those days. We have seen that no matter the crisis in Yoruba land, we always have a way of saying, come let us discuss peace, implements of war. And you can imagine they use sword, shotgun, which is called the musket, and then guns to prosecute the wars. It's a tool, and these are bullets used during the war at that time. And they also use charm to fight the wars. So this is what we call bullet deflector. You can see the ammo, which we call the water storage pot. It's the traditional fridge. These are pitchers, cocoa, agbo, or even medicinal pots. And then the ritual pots, which we call agemo filler. This is a ritual pot. It's one of the things they used to prosecute the Yoruba wars, because you have to make certain incantation there. Like a journey of 10 days, you cover it 5 days. Because you've taken a journey through a mystic means. So one of the consequences is that one is going to pay for it by sleeping for days in order to recover. You have to cover it you have to use your cap to cover it so that nobody will know that you are carrying anything. A journey of 10 days, you cover it 5 days. One of the consequences is that one will sleep for days. And if it's a ferry means you'll be in a place I won't be conscious about you. I may not even see you at all. The consequence is that any time they are distributing anything, it will never reach the person who is carrying it for cooking various dishes. We call it ajere. Ajere means you'll be in a place. In those days, our environment was very cold. So, and we are living in thatched houses. They put some herbs inside, some dried herbs, and then you put light around. So it's a way we use it as insect repellent. So you hang it in the house, you see smoke coming out. So one to serve as insect repellent, and then secondly for warming the house, and then thirdly to send out evil spirits from the house, which we call anjono. That is what we use it for. And this is a piggy bank, which in those days we are using coins. Anytime as uncles or cousins happen to give us money, we are using coins, we just drop it. So during Christmas or any of the festivals, one could bring it out. Your mommy can say, okay, bring your kolo. They will break it. If the money is not enough, they may ask daddy or mommy to make some contribution to it. So this is Isasun. Instead of using what is called the saucepan or this thing, this is set
aluminum pots, it retains heat for long, and not only that, any soup, so that any soup cooked with it doesn't spoil. So that is why from here the queen in wedlock, the first known culture in Nigeria started from Nok right to Ife, Owo, Benin. This is a headdress. As you can see it from the brine shrimps, the cowries, which we are using in those days. And then Adeoba, you see the best in form of symbolism. Symbols in the sense that they represent people advising the king. So that's why we say on easy lies there that wears the crown. And this is Ida Ogun. Ogun is the deity of iron in Yoruba parlance. And anytime they want to make sacrifice to Ogun, they have to use to cut the head of the dog. And then this is Agogo Amo. You know, in those days, nothing like roads as we have it, footpaths. So if you are not a member of a cult and then you hear this sound, you just have to go and hide until when the people must have passed. So that's why we call it Agogo Amo. And women in Badagry use this as hand bangles in those days. During their traditional festival, they wear it in this form. You know, they always use size plus ladies to wear it for them. So when schools and colleges come here, we do ask them, what type of food do you think we can prepare like this? And then we are, especially those in the primary school, junior ones, to tell us how those dishes, those type of food are prepared. We can see before the advent of plastic, we have been using gourds and calabashes, naturally created for us by God. During weddings and some other things, we use them as gifts, and then we also use them to decorate. The time we had contact with the white people, the Yoruba were the only people they met wearing clothes. Despite the fact that others were having cotton materials, this has been an age-long craft in Yoruba land. You find the wide loom as a woman doing the wide loom there, as you can see it. So in the 60s, you count 20 houses within Ibadan here in the street that you won't see Yalasho. And same thing with the men. We call the men's own the narrow loom, as you see. So there was a man who was dealing with this in the past, whose father was doing this Ashofi, Adebisi, Olowo Idikan. Father was the one doing this type of thing, but inherited it from his father. So he started his own right from Efalaye before moving to Elisha. We have the various types of Ashoki. We have the Olowu Dudu, Alahari, Sanyam, and Etu, as you can see it. And in terms of sewing, we have the various Kembe, Bariye, Danshiki Onibo, Soro, and if you look the other way around, it's Agbada Oyala. That's Beri Ode for hunters. And then you can see the Sokoto Kamu. And then the first school uniform, which we call the Kriji, Asho Krijipa. And in those days, they were using it for various occasions. Because when schooling first started, no school uniform. So the children use it to play about, to go wear to the farm, and then to wear to school. So because once it is dirty, people will not easily know that it is dirty. That's why they always have the color. Yeah, we call it Ohun-Elo Igba Atijo. The largest television set in those days, which you got the black and white. If mommy and daddy they don't want you to watch any program, they just close it like this, and then lock it up. And we have the gramophone, which you call its master's voice. This was said to be a record player in those days. So you wind it like this, and then it uses certain special needle, which they always attach to it. It's being imported from England because it is master's voice. The land phone, you can see it before our cell phone here. Then the NEPA meter, electricity meters, the typewriter being replaced by computer, the pinhole camera. In those days, the photographer was a king, coming with tripod to do certain things. And that a bird is going to fly. Wait and get camera, Yasika for black and white, and then the coal iron. You know, it was a symbol to have, I mean, a status symbol to have this in the past.